And hello everyone, welcome back to part 19 of my Let's Play. This is Myrokos. If at any point you like what you've seen in the series so far, then please give me a like, share, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you are not aware that this is being streamed on Twitch, link is in the description. Come over to Twitch, give me a follow so that you're aware of everything that's going on. And now, we will proceed with the next part of the Post-ARR MSQ with the Lord of Levin. So, without further ado, let us begin. Lord of Levin. Minfilia wishes to discuss the latest threat to arise in the Black Shroud. And we get either Destra, Armele, or an even star. Probably the even star, I would think. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business, then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Selfs may have called forth their revered guardian, the Primal Ramu. I'm sorry. May have? Then it is not certain. The Elder Seed Seer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, antecedent, but the fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramu is reputed to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Selfs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? I thought we were too. If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, 'twould surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon? You foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it? I told Papa Limo. I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Selfs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramu once right after the calamity, but that was because the Guardians came tramping through the forest. And so long as Castrum Oriens stands, the Selfs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, by all accounts, By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like that the Sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion, and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for our primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Myrokos, through your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramuh can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the Beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can... Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramuh's presence. The Elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Myrokos. Pray report to Commander Hulwa at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. Okay, and with that, we need to go to the Adder's Nest. Gridania. But first I need to sort out my inventory, water of cleansing. Yeah, just organizing it a bit more, and also need to sell some stuff. So, okay, brief segue, let me just clean up my inventory. Probably should have done that before I started, but, oh well. I mean, if I can just, for right now, just offload onto my retainer, so much the better. Yeah, I should be able to do that. Entrust or withdraw items. Oh, no, oh no, I can't. Okay, so... Okay, that's a bit better. Now to the adder's nest. Myrokos of the Scions, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic rather than martial skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nafika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand. The other Scions have already arrived, sir. May I show you in? Technically, you have to, but, you know, I'd like to go in myself, but okay, fine. I was really tempted to say you may not. But, you know, gotta be kind. I am most curious to hear how the Elder Seedseer means to treat with Lord Ramu. I see the Sylphs have sent their own representative. There can be no doubt then. It is said that once Ramu passes judgment, his wrath is implacable. Implacable. Is it placable? Yeah, I think it's placable. 'Twould be best to conclude this discussion ere Gridania and its people are placed upon his scales. Whatever the Elder Seedseer is planning, I want you to know that I'll be right there by your side, and I'm sure Ishtola won't be far behind, even if she does think everything's mankind's fault. Sylphic Servant. Oh, hello, Walking One. It is good to see a friend of Elder One. Yeah.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations.
Sure.
The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks. Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands Vaorzia shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Myrokos of the Scions, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the primal Ramu himself. An unenviable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Out of curiosity, okay. Not that I need this, but like, okay, let's... Determination... Tends to be good. Levin an impression. Yeah, sorry, I had to just check on something. Levin an impression. The Serpent Lieutenant looks about, seemingly awaiting a visitor. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finished their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching, and have wisely identified the precise location where the Touched Ones summoned Lord Ramu. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good man to his fellow Scions? It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please, please come with this one. And now we gotta follow the Brussels sprout. Wise ones have ventured deep, deep within Self-lands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for Touched Ones. Or we could, just fly over everything that's kind of dangerous. Just a thought. This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to Lord Ramu, and this one may turn mean and nasty like Touched Ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find Wise Ones not far from here, to the south. Go in safety, Walking One. Don't ask. Suffice it to say that we had something of a situation here. Ah, there you are. It is you, isn't it? Hmm? Yeah, it's me. So, Thancred is Thancred, Papalimo is Papalimo, Ishtola is Ishtola, and you are you, right? It should be. Well, that's easy enough to remember. This one's name is Ida. In case Walking One was wondering. Joke. I'm joking. So it's actually you. I am relieved. For a moment I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded self-tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Ishtar's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. What? A self-impersonated me? That's quite enough, Papalimo. Ahem, my apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area and am pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion to wit, that Ramu was called forth in the vicinity of the Self's aetherite. Shocker. Come, Myrokos, the Lord of Levin awaits.
Thine order betrays thee, servant of hiding. Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs?
Yeah,
Redanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion. Thine offer, an insult.
It's not insulting, it's genuine. We don't want conflict with you.
Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflict have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much, not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
We would, because we want peace.
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges, that they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye, but there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial.
Trial? Oh boy.
If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
So we better not lose.
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Okay, so need to... Striking tree. And we just, wait. Yeah, now all we can do is wait. Oop. Somebody pulled his stuff. I'm gonna go back to Great Dawn now, just to... not that it necessarily matters. Hey! Hold on, that's not nice. Yeah, at this point there's pretty much nothing we can do but wait for the queue to produce a, you know, resultant fight. So if you're watching this at some later point, by all means, you know, skip ahead to where the fight happens. If you happen to catch this live and I'm just standing around idle, I thank you for joining me. You know, feel free to sit back and relax, or get up, walk around, take a break, you know. Slight change of plans. I just got word from a friend that they are available. So hopefully this will help expedite things a little bit, or it could just totally... Oh, there we go. It did help. Okay, how do we break this lightning chain? 3 orbs break center. Orb. Hard mode, but no loot, okay?
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine.
Oh, thank you.
Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Okay, so with that, we get to go back to Little Solace. My goodness, I haven't done much in the hunting log department, but then again, MSQ does provide a lot of XP. Alright, Ramu's dealt with. Myrokos, you have returned. Dare I ask how Ramu received your visit? Yeah, he said, hi, I want you to fight me. I fought him, defeated him. He said he was content. He challenged you to a test of arms? It is well, then, that you have you have some experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Solace will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the forest's champion of peace. You have performed a monumental duty this day, Myrokos. The Elder Seer must be informed of your deeds at once. What little gods are made of. The Serpent Lieutenant is ready to send you on your way. The Elder Seer will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The Conjurer at Nafka's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, Myrokos. Thank you. So back to Gridania. Welcome back, honored Scion. Scion. We who knew of your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seed Seer awaits you within. Proceed to the Lotus Stand, sure. I wonder if this is that, Yellow as well, Lotus Sand. Huh. I wonder if this is that extra little, let me just do a... Because there's this little bit here, I wonder if this is what connects to that. I think it does, because it's about that size. It would seem that Ida's appraisal of the situation held some merit after all. Mayhap I should not be so swift to discount her intuition. I fancy my presence was more help than hindrance during our troubles with Leviathan. But this time around, well, even I have my off days. Ah, the hero of the hour. Let us not keep the Elder Seed Seer waiting. You should have seen Maxio when we got back to Little Solace. Grateful is an understatement. I thought he was going to shake Papalimo's hand off. Oh dear.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this.
Yeah, don't mention
I am
it.
informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramu ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
Well, he said he wanted peace, but he didn't exactly trust us. So to take the measure of us, he wanted to fight us in conflict, and I beat him, and he said, "You're great, you're awesome, go defend the forest with my blessing."
Ramu made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest.
Then why don't you try to resolve that self-interest? Or at least
As the scars of the
keep
calamity
it
begin to
tempered
fade,
down.
so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done.
Again, don't mention it, it's what we do.
Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth. Lord Ramu has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Towards, okay, thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Myrokos? Yeah. I'd hoped Lord Ramu could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the primal sudden challenge. And it seems that Urianger too was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Myrokos? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? Sure. I'm sure that Minfilia will be eager to hear more of your adventures. Let us return to the Rising Stones and put our thoughts in order. Okay, so back to install. Okay. Duty calls? Well, no matter the task, I have faith you will see it through to the end. Take care, Myrokos. I look forward to hearing all about your adventures when you return. Well, I just got back. I tried substituting native ingredients several times, but the result was but a pale imitation of authentic Doman cuisine. Hey, Mr. Myrokos, what's a ramu? Is it cute and fluffy like a horse bird? No. Mayhap one day we shall accompany you into the field, but for now we must see to less glamorous duties. Speaking with Master Cole today has opened my eyes to a great many things, and things I had no idea the world outside Doma was so strange and wonderful. Worried about leaving us alone? Don't be. While the Archons are away, Hoary Boulder will keep the little ones safe. Mr. Myrokos, is it true you're going to go adventuring again? I'm so jealous. Well, I just got back, but it's nice that you're so inspired. Well, yep. Time to talk with Minfilia, waifu. Welcome back, Myrokos. A word of your monumentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Urianger's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Levin, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascians' immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together. Please be voice acted, please be voice acted, please be voice acted.
If everyone is ready, let us begin.
Yes, voice acting.
Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'ashtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'ashtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
Take note, people.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
pass on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin Elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan.
That, and he kind of asked to merge with Leviathan technically, but...
If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Hey Autumn, what is it? I just might cut off my attention. Oop. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Lord of Levin is returned to the ether, as was Leviathan before him. Ramu's acquiescence was most intriguing. Nabriala's. Amaro Loth. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin. All have now been humbled by the bringer of light. The Ultima, the limitless potential of man. Heidelin's servant grows mightier by the day. Elidibus, yet he prospers at great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wane. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. Who said that? It's Lahabred. Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10, 11. I didn't get a proper count of all of that. Okay. So there are at least 10 to 11, maybe 1 or 2 more. I don't know. It was hard to tell. Next, Guardian of Eorzea. Minfilia has some correspondence she wishes to share with you. Now the matter of Ramu has, for the present, been put to rest. There is something I would show you, Myrokos. Oh, what is it? This is a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mughal the 12th, Leviathan, and now Ramu. Autumn, please don't do that. You gotta take care of the territory. You gotta take care of the house. Needless to say, there was only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done in the course of your duties. You have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Myrokos, and Eorzea is that much the safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time as they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe in no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people who you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the selves of little Salas, who wish not of conflict. Of Alize, who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the calamity. Already done that. Though probably shouldn't tell you. Sorry. And then there is Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Alleg, that we might be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is most heartwarming, antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Oh, it's the Redditor. Absent yourself? Where the heck have you been? Alphino, I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention? I mean, Ul'dah has been quiet. And there's nothing going on there. There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. Based off of my last trip to Ul'dah, I'd call it non-existent, but okay. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. What organization? I have a message for you from Ella. You recall the refugee girl, the one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alphino, am I to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Oh, yeah. Put on the Redditor. Myrokos, you have been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Daman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozon was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Okay. I realize that you must be quite tired from your travails, but I would most appreciate it if you could find a moment to speak to young Yozan. He has been through much in his own right, I am sure. After we parted in Old Da, I paid a visit to the refugees, though a fundamental solution remains far off. I believe that at the very least there should be no armed uprisings in the near future. What is it, dear? What's the matter? You cried? I am given to understand that you resolved the matter of Ramu. I will ask Minfilia for a full report when next we speak. You have done well, Myrokos. You're a little late, but okay. Huh. With the Doman younglings dashing around hither and yon, there's hardly a moment of peace to be had. That said, traveling with Ida, it's not as if I knew much peace to begin with. Ooh! Sting. The storm has passed, and a moment of quietude is ours. Tataru is using her newfound time to further her studies, and I would follow her example. If living in Eorzea has taught us anything, it's that such restful moments are fleeting, dark clouds ever stir anew on the horizon. True. I told Flamine all about our adventures in the Southlands, fake Thancred and all. You won't tell the real Thancred, will you? I can make no such promises. Oh, there you are. Hey, Thancred! Ida thinks you're still a self-imposter. I do not know where we would be without Higiri. The girl has worked tirelessly for us every day since her arrival. Do you suppose all Doman women are so diligent? You never know. Despite all the hardships they have faced, the younglings pursue their training with great zeal. We older ones would do well to follow their example. Myrokos. Care to watch the lessons before you journey on your way? I dare say your presence would go far to inspire the younglings. Repetition and routine begets skill. Skill begets confidence. I would do what I can to see the Domans regain their strength of will. Hey, Thancred, Ida thinks you're still an imposter, just so you know. Never is a woman more lovely than when she's hard at work, I say. A wild rose, strong and beautiful, blooming tall in the face of the frozen wilds. 137, 130, 130... Oh, hello there. I've been charged with keeping inventory. Flamine tells me it's a vitally important... Oh dear, I seem to have lost count. It was 139 you were just counting. Many of my countrymen have found work as frontier hands. helping to transport supplies and continue the expansion of Remnant's Toll. I have been tasked with keeping the equipment here in good repair. It is not particularly glamorous work, but I would help in whatever way I can. Oop. It's the 4 of them. Okay. Okay. If I were as big as a mountain and strong as a bear, like Mr. Boulder is, maybe I would like fighting more. Are you taking a rest too? Promise you'll play with us again soon? That game of hide and seek in Vesper Bay was the most fun I've had in forever. Yozan's always been the strongest of us, but even he's no match for Kaharu when she's mad. Okay. Look, it's Mr. Myrokos. He's back from his adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals, and that they are some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. You wouldn't want to have been there. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Mr. Myrokos? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. What's all this commotion then? You've been found out. Mr. Boulder, Mr. Colton, did you know that Mr. Myrokos is back? Yeah. So it would seem. Welcome home, Myrokos. My companion and I had but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Colton. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the art of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore, we are adventurers. And we were just asking Mr. Myrokos if he could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. Yeah, they'll cream you in one shot. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Myrokos? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Hoary, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, mayhap I am, but what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Myrokos? Would you consent to spar with me? Yeah, sure. Hurrah, we're gonna have a tournament! Come on, everyone, we must prepare our gear for an outing. Do try not to disappoint them, Have faith, Coltene. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields off to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. Okay. Yeah, so just so we're clear, the Crystal Tower is showing a lot of promise. It channels energy from the heavens into itself. That is like a giant energy source ready to use at some later time. In the meantime, there's that corrupted stuff, which, you know, is sucking everything in, and that's in itself, and, you know, that's going to be the thing that resolves it somehow. Just a guess. Is sparring dangerous? I don't think I want to see anyone being hurt. Yeah, it can be. Shion, we had a master of lessons back in Doma, and the way he taught us was very different from Mr. Boulder. I'm not sure which way is better, but I think I like them both. Okay. Mr. Myrokos is here. Let the battle begin. Wrong one. Haru. As we left the Rising Stones, Mr. Thancred asked us where we were going. I told him we were off to watch you and Mr. Boulder fight, and he looked very surprised. I hope we haven't made him cross. Since becoming a Scion, I have had much opportunity to hear news of your epic deeds. I must confess, then, that my excitement rivals that of the children's at the prospect of seeing you in action firsthand. Okay. Let's get this over with. 'Twas good of you to agree to this, Myrokos. I trust you are ready to begin? Yeah. Very well. Let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Oh, it's going... Yeah, of course it's nighttime. Ahem. Hori, are you certain you wish to fight him alone? That is Myrokos you face. Yeah. I'm me. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Myrokos to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Oh boy. Here we go. Hello! You haven't begun yet, have you? Who's... Oh, them. Hi, Ida. Thancred. Ida? What? Who are all these people? Ida, Thancred. When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Myrokos' name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems to be a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, bringer of light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He is a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. On your guard. Oh wait, the flare didn't do it? What? You have bested me. I yield. That was incredible! He beat them both at the same time. We knew you couldn't lose, Myrokos. None can defeat a guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I've much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. Impressive as always, Myrokos. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when first we met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartona. At the time, I was attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why Grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expanded toward the solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue Grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, and the nations too self-involved and unstable. Good heavens, this guy's annoying. Technically it's true, but God, he's so annoying. 'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me through countless acts of bravery that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people. These wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe Grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish, a wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea, and champion these people who toil towards a better tomorrow. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. know what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Eassians is a new, expanded organization that can operate beyond the limitations of nations and borders. Isn't that what the Scions do? If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Okay. I think I'll go repair before continuing. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to deal with something. With the primal threat presently subdued, now is the perfect time to focus on new endeavors. Alphino has long been laying the groundwork for this new, organization of his, and he looks to you to help turn his proposal into reality. Pray lend him what aid you can. Thank you for coming, Myrokos. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. Recruiting the Realm. Alphino wishes to request your assistance for his new endeavor. Uh-oh. Why do I feel like I'm not gonna like this? Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome. Yet, while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become the source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus I have been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It would be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation accorded to the Scions. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent, who is standing behind you. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people, but as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what even we can achieve. How nice of you to walk off screen as if I mean nothing. God, I hate this Redditor. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning Grand Company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Yeah, sure. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the Bringer of Light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be Limsa Lamensa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Ah, there you are. I am ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral Bluffiswin. While the Admiral and I are finalizing promissory boundaries and signing parchments, I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread the word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis of no matter who they already be pledged to. Tis no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it. And you needn't range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purposes. Once you are satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter that we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Eh? Who in the bloody else do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodden knight in shining plate. If you're looking for a self-righteous fop, try knocking on that dandy Carvelane's door. Well, that didn't go too well. A precursor to a united Eorzean Grand Company. While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Naldecan Vinelli's keeps me close to the forge. I have not the time to be traipsing hither and yon across the realm. Should you acquire my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. Oh, hey, Real. Well, if it ain't Myrokos, I'd not forget an adventurer brave enough or daft enough to seek the shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember Old Real, don't you? Formerly of the Grand Company of Heroes, 3 whistles at Bronze Lake? Aye, it ain't often I drag me arse out to Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? Oh, not bad. Alphino, the Redditor, is trying to create a trial company for the Grand Company. Would you be interested? You're looking to put together a new crew? Top-tier work? Ha! Sounds like a right lark, it does. Alrighty, lad, count me in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into me grave just yet. Well that's one. An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity. I must say, your proposal intrigues me, but the Krakens well know that there is a time to act and a time to watch, and I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. Well, it was worth a shot. But he did seem interested. Master Alphina's new organization. Yes, I had heard the formation of his trial company was in the offing. 'Tis with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa Lominsa must needs receive my full attention. Well, we got Real, so that's worth it, I suppose. Oh, what the hell am I doing? I can use the ether, right? Okay. Myrokos, your recruiting went well, I trust. I am curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa Lominsa. Most were disinterested, but I got one person whose curiosity was piqued, and Real, a friend of mine, said yes. A member of the legendary company of heroes indicated his interest. Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seeds here proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nafika's altar. Let's see, do I have, this is its system size, display, no, wrong one, character configuration. Skip playback of cutscene centers, transportation cutscenes, yeah, housing cutscenes. Okay, for now, my audience with the Elder Seeds here is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more see to the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Laurentius? Oh, so they let him out of prison? They let him out of jail? Or something like that? Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Huh. Eh? Could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentius, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler and a regular patron at Verscaren's. Yes, now I remember. Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if jail had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct, The less that's said of my past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? And what's your policy on reformed convicts? As matters stand, the Wood Whalers will have not more to do with me. This may just be the second chance I was looking for. Revenant's toll, you say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I'm gonna hold you to that promise. I am a changed man. Why do I have a feeling I'm gonna regret this? I mean, the guy did burn me once before. Oh, Allianne! Oh, it is Isildur. My back is perfectly fine, I tell you. You'll have to tie me to my bed if you think to prevent me from... Ow. Well, maybe I'll just rest for a short while. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented back gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry we were just... oh, Myrokos, isn't it? It has been some time since our paths crossed outside of Copperville Mines. Yeah, it has been a while. Why, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then, but look how far you have come. Mother Mioun tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order? Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildur safely home. Out of curiosity, upon witness of the silver lining. That looks interesting. Ursundale. You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions? I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young master, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. Well, that was unfortunate. Tis not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited, and this company of yours certainly sounds to have some promise, but its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization is more organized. I don't blame you for that. The guy who's organizing it doesn't seem to have any idea of what he's up to. What news, Myrokos? For my part, the Elder Seer was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer, our company will not lack for variety. That much is certain, an interesting harvest indeed. We shall strike into Ul'dah, where the iron is hot. Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Ul'dah, the gilded city where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us and that this final egg proves successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before you begin your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from her personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Myrokos. Well, that was a charming comment. Right there. You'd be surprised what rumors drift down to Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with it. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. Don't... Yeah, it's... Tell that to the person who wants this. I'm just legwork. A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire. Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next stall over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. Charming. Sebold, and just taking a moment here, dishonor before death. Sebold has but little time left and would confide to you his burdens. went the wrong way. I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? Is this some new-fashioned manner of proposing to a lady? Well, I'm afraid you are wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, sir. It wasn't a proposal, but okay. Oh, hey, Orson. Huh. Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me, perchance? I am Orson of the Church of Saint Adama La Dama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. Don't mention it. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on dry bones less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Are you here with your companion, Thancred, wasn't it? No, he's busy. 'Tis new companions you seek, then. Your proposed organization sounds a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. That's fair. That's fair. She's concerned with herself. I think I got lost. Yeah. Wilred. Hey. Wait, you're the man who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't? I'd probably be dead and a whole lot more of my friends besides. We were such fools. Any road, that disaster really got me thinking about our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated and vowed to make of myself a more worldly man. So here I am, a new company of champions, and you say it will take me to all corners of the realm? That sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need, and don't worry, I'm not the same stripling you met in Little Alamigo. I've prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Yay, Wilred. How fared you, Myrokos? What hidden gems did the streets of Ul'dah offer up to your unrelenting gaze? A single Alamegan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless, and the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Myrokos. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the documents signed, and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. You are concerned by the Syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built on corruption. Naturally, I would prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubt surrounding the enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn the people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for a united Eorzea. But I still had stuff I wanted to do. Well, at least there's some air traffic going in. Namo.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience. Since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them.
Smart.
As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, Their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies.
Good.
And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the warrior of light would betray our cause.
Definitely not. I'm a flame. I'm totally with you, Robon.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
Can't you expel him? Or, arrange some unfortunate accident?
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'Dan law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
Oh my god.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing? Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Oh my god.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
Okay, thank goodness. Okay, so I need to earn more seals, and, yeah, I need to seriously earn some more seals. And increase my rank before I can get, glamour prisms. Oh well. In the meantime, it's 2 hours and 41 minutes. This seems like a good point to break in the stream. I think if you've liked what you've seen, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, link to Twitch will be in the description. It's in the description. Give me a follow if you'd like to be notified of when I go live. If you like what you saw, thank you for joining me on this leg of the trip. If you didn't like what you see but you made it this far, I thank you for making it this far. I will see you anon, friends.